Hi everyone, it's Shannon and welcome to today's video. So today's video, I'm very excited to do because I've been working on this one for a while and I'm going to be ranking best and worst of full coverage foundations that are currently on the market. I'm going to be going through, I have 22 of them. Yes, I have a problem with foundations. I just love a good foundation. But I'm going to be going through all of full coverage foundations that I have that are currently on the market, ranking them from, you know, worst to best, going all the way down, ending with my Holy Grail. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored. It is sponsored today by Luisa NY. Now, if you aren't familiar with Luisa NY, they craft high quality jewelry pieces at very affordable prices. Another thing that I love about them is that they're carbon neutral, from the packaging to the products, and their designs are also very unique and they're gonna make you feel empowered, elegant, and, you know, at your finest. So I'm very excited because I got 4 pieces from them and they let me choose 4 pieces, and I sent a couple that I wanted, and then they basically sent 4 pieces and surprised me. But I was very excited because one of the, wearing a set today, so these are 2 of the pieces. This is, I have to look up the name, but this is the necklace. It has a little charm right here, and then the matching earrings. And I'll look, the earrings are the Riviera, and then the necklace is the Rebecca. So I love that they match. We are headed to Disney this week, and actually when this video goes up, we will probably be at Disney, and this is something that I plan on wearing pretty much every day in the parks. Very comfortable, very lightweight, but still having, you know, just a little bit of jewelry. And I also was able to choose 2 other pieces, and they sent me 2 necklaces, and I have been trying to build up my, you know, jewelry collection, and I don't really have one. I did pageants for a long time, so my jewelry was a lot of costume jewelry, and I just didn't wear jewelry at all. So I love their pieces because they're very simple, elegant, simplistic, but also you can wear them every day. And then they also have a little bit, you know, some other pieces that could be very special. One of the ones I'm looking at has a little initial, and both my husband and my son have the initial R. So I'm thinking about probably getting the R necklace as well, probably in the future. But they have some really beautiful pieces. So a couple of things about Ana Luisa is that 100% of their pieces are strength and humidity tested. I live in South Florida. Again, told you I'm wearing this to Disney. I don't want this tarnishing, you know, as I'm wearing it or in 6 months. And one of the things I did see is that they are, you know, they don't tarnish because they're you know, they're tested. Their designs are also very affordable, and they start at just $39. They offer free and fast US shipping and returns, and they also have affordable worldwide shipping. All their products are backed by a 2-year guarantee, and they extensively test the products against tarnishing, allergies, damage, breakage. But if you're not totally satisfied, they will send you a replacement or reimbursement, no questions asked, which I think is fantastic. So I'm really excited to be partnering with them, and you know, thank you so much for sponsoring this video. They did give me a promo code. The promo code is Shannon LM20. It'll be linked below. There is an affiliate link as well. The promo code is going to save you 20% off. They also have sales, so I will probably, if you subscribe to my channel, I will be using the community tab to, you know, talk about any sales that they have, some promotions. But I'm very excited, and just really impressed with the earrings, because the earrings are really, really comfortable. Like, you almost feel like you're not even wearing them. They're very, they go on very easily. You can kind of see here, they click really, they seem to be very, very sturdy. So I feel like I can wear them at Disney, but then also if I wanted to take this charm off, I could. So I like that too, if I just wanted to have, you know, a little huggy. They also have some really cute huggies as well. So definitely going to be looking in and building up my collection. I also love the packaging that each of the individual pieces come in. They each have their own little envelope here. Some of them are different. And then the packaging from the box, from the shipping, came in this. So it was really nice, very nice box. Had a nice little card in here as well. So if you have, you can see here, so if you're maybe have a gift, your mom or friend lives away and you're trying to get them a gift, really nice packaging, like just from the box to the packaging of the individual pieces, and then the pieces themselves are great. So thank you again, Ana Luisa, for sponsoring this video. And now let's go talk about some full coverage foundations. Okay, so essentially this video is best and worst full coverage foundations, but easiest for me is to rank them. But remember that, you know, the middle, you know, there's probably not much of a big difference between, you know, 12 and 10, but there's going to be a big difference between 1 and 22, because yes, I do have 22. Two of them, well, one of them I don't have because I totally decluttered it. But let's go ahead and get started. Just a couple things about me too. I am 46, almost 47 in 2.5 weeks. So, you know, I'm talking about mature skin over 45. Now my skin is pretty healthy. I take care of it. I've done a couple laser treatments. I use tretinoin. I use a lot of good skincare. So my skin is fairly, you know, good. However, I'm still in my late 40s. So keep that in mind. My skin can be sometimes oily. It can be dry. It varies. I live in a humid climate. So a lot of that is taken into account. I live in South Florida. So a lot of this is how does it wear in the day, you know, in the humid climate, or at Disney, because that's, you know, a lot of times where I wear makeup, and or on our vacation. So that's what I'm talking about. And then I have some that I like for certain things and some that I, you know, like for others. So I'll kind of go through it. I'm going to go through it as fast as I can because, like I said, there's a lot, and I don't want this video to be 2 hours long. But let's start with number 22. Okay, number 22, I'm just going to mention really briefly. I don't even have it anymore, so I don't even have me wearing it. I don't think of anybody that knows that says that this is a good foundation. It is the Natasha Denona Transformatte Pore Vanishing Matte Foundation. It's $45 for 0.94 fluid ounces. It's been 50% off for forever. I think I got it at 50% off, and you realize why. I think they're clearing it out, so I don't think it's going to be around anymore. But if you see, like, if you're new to makeup and you hear about Natasha Denona, which is that's how I got it, heard about Natasha Denona and thought, oh, this must be good. Then it's on 50% off. I'll buy it. It's awful. It's just awful. It's too matte. It's just the worst foundation ever. I think I ended up trashing it. Like, I think I just threw it away. It was that bad. But yeah, so just don't buy that one. Another one that I would say is an absolute worst, do not buy, is one that I still have, and it is called, I think it's Miccilo. Miccilo. It is, I think it's a Swedish brand. I don't even never heard anybody talk about this. I think this was like an Instagram ad or something, and they totally sold me full coverage foundation. And when I put it on, I absolutely loved it. I thought it was great. And then within like 45 minutes, it just aged me. Every single pore, it aged me. I was making a video with my son to do some, like, actually we were building the blockheads. And I was wearing this foundation, and I've yet to post up the video because I look so awful in that video because this made me look 60 years old. It's just the worst. So if you get an Instagram ad for this, skip it. It's awful. Okay, number 20 is one that I only have like a smaller size, a mini size of it, and it's good because I just don't like it. It is the Tarte Amazonian Clay. It is 16-hour full coverage foundation. It is $40 for 1.7 ounces. This one just is too heavy. It ages. Not as bad as the other one, but this one, it's just very, very heavy. I felt like almost like a geisha girl. And now the shade is probably a little light for me, but it's not too light, and it's just very cakey. It was very cakey. I like a full coverage foundation, but I don't necessarily want it to be like clay. And this is, I mean, the name is Amazonian Clay. So I don't know anybody that really likes this one. I just was trying to like try different foundations, and this one is a big pass for me. There are some Tarte's foundations that are good, that are higher on the list, but this is not one of them. Okay, so now we're moving into the foundations that I don't hate. Those three I hate, especially 21 and 22. 20 is one that I just don't like, and I will probably throw that away. 19 I like, but I only like it for certain things, and it is the KVD Beauty Good Apple Skin Perfecting Hydrating Foundation Balm. So I have used a good amount of this. Like you can see, I have used this. I won't repurchase this, but it looks gorgeous when I put it on. When I first put it on, it just looks absolutely gorgeous. It just doesn't last on me. I don't have dry skin. I think if you had dry skin, it might be really good, but I don't have dry skin. And then when I do have dry skin, my skin tends to peel because usually my skin is dry because I've the tretinoin or I've done something, you know, done some sort of treatment to my face that's made it dry, and then this just makes it look worse. But when my skin is in good condition, I will use this. I love it on camera. It's absolutely good on camera, but most people aren't on camera. So I think this is good if maybe you have dry skin, but if you have normal to you know, combination skin, for me it just doesn't last. It will look good for an hour or two, and then it starts to break through and it starts to rub off. It just, and I become really, really shiny. So it's a hydrating balm. You know, I think it's more for a dry skin, but it's just not for me. Okay, number 18 is one that does last, but it just is a little too heavy for me, but I still use it for other things. And that is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Full Coverage Foundation. So I love the HD, the original, and then the new reformatted one I still really like too, but sometimes I want it to be, those are more medium coverage, so sometimes I want it to be a little bit more full coverage. So what I will do is I will kind of mix these two together, or put this in places where I need more coverage because I have the same shade. It makes it like somewhere of a little bit more full coverage with those, makes it last a little longer. But this on its own is just a little too heavy for me. It is thick. It is a very, very thick, and it's hard to sheer out. So that's the only thing. It's very, very hard to sheer out. However, when I mix it with the other ones, I can definitely sheer it out. So I don't know if I would repurchase it just for that purpose, just because I have other foundations that I like. But you know, it's a beautiful foundation. It's just a little too heavy. However, if I was like doing it back on stage and stuff like that, I would definitely use it. But again, probably not if you're watching this video. So it's just a little too heavy for me. Okay, number 17 is the only stick foundation that I have, and it is from BASMA. This is the BASMA, the foundation stick. This is $40 for 0.22 ounces. But again, this is a foundation stick. So I am in the shade 29, match perfectly. I sent them a picture. They sent this to me in PR. They sent me a picture. I sent them a picture and they told me what I was gonna, like what the match was. So I thought it was perfect. This is one that, again, I like the way it looks on. It just doesn't last on me. It is kind of, it's better than the KVD Balm. It lasts a little bit longer, doesn't break through, but I'm also not a big fan of foundation sticks, but it looks beautiful, and I'm still playing with it. I'm hoping that maybe I can figure out a way that make it last a little longer, but it's a gorgeous foundation. When I wear it, I love how it looks, but it just doesn't last probably more than like 4 or 5 hours. But it's a really pretty foundation. Now, if you like stick foundations, it's great. Now, I've heard a lot of people, makeup artists, are using these and getting like darker shades and using it as contour. I could see that, but then I just would buy just a contour stick. But I love the packaging. The packaging's great. It's got this magnetic packaging. So again, it might not be for me. It might be for someone that has drier skin. I think it's a really pretty foundation. It just doesn't last on me as much as I would hope. Okay, next is number 16, and we're moving to IT Cosmetics, and this is the CC Plus Illumination Cream with SPF 50. This is $44 for 1.08 ounces. The only reason why I don't like this one, and not that I don't like it, but it's not one of my favorites, is I don't really like a illuminating foundation. I don't even know how I ended up with this one. I didn't get this in PR. I don't get any PR from IT Cosmetics. So I don't even know why I bought this one. Maybe I was trying to like play around with it. I do have 2 others that are ranked. They're ranked a little bit higher. And sometimes I have one that's matte that I've used this. Maybe that's why I brought it. I don't know. It's just a little too, I don't like the illuminating. That's it. I prefer more of a matte finish, even more than a dewy finish, and this has, you know, illuminating. So I do use this one where I mix it in with other foundations. Now, I don't use SPF. I don't think of SPF in my foundation as getting SPF. I will put an extra SPF, like, you know. However, if I'm not going out, then and I'm just putting foundation for work, I work in my house, but I'm on calls all the time, then I think this is fine because I'm not really leaving the house. But don't use the SPF in the foundations, you know, use a separate SPF. But beautiful foundation. It does last, and I will tell you, IT Cosmetics foundations do last really well. It's just, it's illuminating, I'm already shiny, and then as my oils start to break through, then I just become like a big shiny mess. So that's the reason why it is, let's see, it is number 16. Okay, next is number 15, and this is still kind of one that I tend to mix with other foundations, and it is from Armani Beauty, and it is the Power Fabric Plus Longwear High Coverage Foundation SPF 25. It is $69 for 1 fluid ounce. This one again is one that is, it's expensive. So it's expensive, but to me it's just too thick. Again, for someone who loves a good full coverage foundation, this foundation is just way too thick. However, I do have the Luminous Silk, and that one sometimes just gives me a little bit too much of a sheer coverage. This does last. It does last on my skin, and the Luminous, but it's just too much. Whereas the Luminous Silk doesn't really last so much on me. So what I will do a lot of times is mix them. So I love the way this looks on camera. This one looks great on camera. I wear this one a lot. However, out and about, I don't really like it. It's just too much. But again, mixing it with the Luminous Silk, I usually get a beautiful coverage. So will I repurchase this one? No. It's just, again, for someone in their late 40s, I think it's just it's just too much. It's too heavy, as you know, for a foundation. Okay, next is number 14, and we're back with another IT Cosmetics, and this is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Full Coverage Moisturizer Oil-Free Matte with SPF 50, and this is $44 for 1.08 fluid ounces. Now it's considered a moisturizer or tinted moisturizer. It's not. It is a full coverage foundation. The Bye Bye foundation, it says Bye Bye foundation. It's foundation. It's thick. It's very thick. Now this is, I would probably I wanted to try the oil free to see if it would last, and this was something that I was trying out to test for Disney. It's just a little too thick. It does last though. It lasts very, very well, and it's one that will look better as the day goes on. So it's not my favorite when I first put it on, but it looks a lot better as my oils start to break through because it is oil free and it starts to not look as cakey. But on, it's a little too much. However, I will mix this one with the CC Illuminating, and it actually goes, together. It goes really nice together. So I use this a lot, but again, it's good. It's not my favorite, but on its own, it actually looks better as the day goes on, which I want to look good the whole time. Okay, so number 13 is the last one from IT Cosmetics, and it is the IT Cosmetics CC Plus Cream Oil-Free Matte with SPF, well, this says SPF 40, and it is $44 for 1.08 ounces. And yes, this one is one that between the two, I like the CC cream better. I can't explain why, it looks better. It looks better, it lasts better. This one looks better initially going on, and it has the same effect where it does look better as the day goes on. As the oils start to get through. Again, this is the oil free, so a lot of times I will mix these two together. They're the same shade. So, but I do really like this one, and I will wear this one. I can thin it out, especially if I use the illuminator, so it's full coverage, but I can make it look not cakey, and especially if I'm going to be outside and I'm going to my son's soccer game or something, it's one that I can wear. So of the three, this is the one that I think is probably this one is my favorite. It's the one that ranks the highest, and if I were to recommend any of them, it would be this one. Now, if you have dry skin, I wouldn't recommend the matte. This is the matte finish. I just like a matte, and then plus as my oils come through, I tend to get oily, so that's why I get a matte. But if you have a dry, complexion, you probably want to maybe try the original one or the regular one. I think it's great. I think it's a really good. It's just not my favorite. Now, number 12 is pretty new to me. I got it in the last Ulta sale, and I've only been able to use it a few times, and it is a different type of foundation, and it is the one from Dermablend. It is the Flawless Creator Liquid Foundation Drops. It is $42 for 1 fluid ounce, and this is one that it's just, it's tricky. You have to use it because it is drops. It is literally, foundation drops. So you have to, a little goes a long way, and just kind of trial and error. So I am still using it and trying it and seeing how I can use it to make it look its best. I like how it looks. It looks really good. It lasts. It is full coverage. So if you are looking for a full coverage, it is full coverage, but it's also can be very thinned out. Really goes on great with a damp sponge, but it's one of those that I'm like learning and, you know, playing around with, but I do really like it. It's different. It's just that if you want a traditional full coverage foundation that's easy to use, this is not it. This is not it. This is one that's probably going to be trial and error, and it could be great for you, but it may not be either. So, but if they ever have it on the Ulta sale, because I got it at the 50% off Ulta 21 days of beauty sale, then I would say pick it up because it's definitely worth a try. Okay, number 11 is one that I only have a sample, but I actually had 3 of these and I'm down to my last one. So I've worn it a few times. And it is from YENSA, and it is the YENSA Super Serum Silk Foundation. It is normally $45 for 1 fluid ounce. And I am in the shade, I think it's light medium, but this is actually a really pretty foundation. Now the reason why it's probably not as high, or not as high on the list, is that it's listed as full coverage. I just don't think it's full coverage. I think it's more medium coverage. So as a medium coverage, I think it's a very nice foundation, but it's listed, basically all of these are listed as full coverage foundations, which is why I ranked this video. But I think this is more of a medium. It is very pretty, looks really good. I think this is a really good brand for more mature skin, women over 40, over 45. I think this is a really good brand. It's got, you know, some unique ingredients. I think it's kind of made for, again, more mature skin. So I think it looks beautiful. Again, this one is just, it doesn't really last as long. And again, it just doesn't give me full coverage that I would expect from something that is considered full coverage. So I think this is more medium. I think it's a beautiful foundation. I'm anxious to try more from the brand. They just sent me their new powder, which I haven't tried yet, and also their bronzing base, which I'm also gonna try. So I'm looking forward to trying some of their products. And they also have another foundation that I think is less coverage, definitely more medium. So I wanna try that one as well because brand is really interesting. But this one is number 11. Okay, next is number 10, and it's the foundation I am wearing today, and it is from Huda Beauty. It is the FauxFilter Luminous Matte Foundation. It is normally $42 for 1.18 ounces. Beautiful foundation. Again, I'm wearing it today. It's just thick, and this one is a very, very thick foundation. You have to use it very sparingly. It'll last you a long time. You're actually getting a little bit more than an ounce, but you have to use it very sparingly because too much is going to get cakey, it's gonna age you, it's gonna get very thick. So that's the key, is you just have to, you know, use it very, very sparingly. Again, put it on a palette, put it on the back of your hand. It looks beautiful, I love it, it looks great. It's just not my favorite, and there's others that I think look better and last longer. However, I will use this up. I'm not gonna declutter it. I will continue to use this one until this uses it up. But again, it's just, I think for what it does, there are better ones, at least that I like. Okay, now we're moving into the foundations that I really like. These are ones that I really like, and I definitely recommend. And number 9 is from Beautyblender, and it is the Bounce Liquid Whip Longwear Foundation. Now this is probably one of the most affordable on my list, and this is $29 for 1 fluid ounce. Now this whole list are, you know, higher end foundations that you're gonna buy at Ulta or Sephora. There's no drugstore in here. This is just higher end. But this one's $29, so it's definitely more affordable. I'm not sure if they reformulated it or just repackaged it. I looked at the ingredients from the old one, and the ingredients are exactly the same, like everything is the same. I was told that they only repackaged it because the packaging was weird. It was like this container, and it was supposed to be where you could put the beauty blender, and it was okay. I loved it. I loved it. It was one of the few foundations that I used the entire thing. I used it a lot, especially when I first started my YouTube channel. It was one of the foundations I wore a lot. So I just recently have gotten this one, and it seems to be slightly different. It's not, I don't love it as much as the old one, but I also had the old one for a while. So I'm not sure if it's just that my tastes have changed or if the foundation changed, but I still really like it. It still looks really good. The times that I've worn it, it looks really good. It lasts for a good, you know, amount during the day. I think it's a really good foundation. So I'm going to continue to use it. And I think it is definitely one of the more affordable ones. I love the new packaging. I think the new packaging is so much better. So I think it's a great foundation. Again, $29. And if it's ever on sale, they have a lot of sales at Beauty Blender. They're definitely worth picking up. I am in the shade 2.5 neutral nude or medium nude. And all the shades will be in the description box. I also have a page on my blog that will have all the foundations that all my foundation matches, just in case like you want to match. And I will put a link to that as well. But I think this is a really great foundation, and it is a full coverage, but not too full coverage, if that makes sense. Next up is a number 8, and it is from Estée Lauder. It is the Estée Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Foundation. This is an oldie but a goodie. This stuff lasts. Now this is $48 for 1 ounce. I am in the shade 2N1. Love this foundation. It is great. This stuff is going to last. Now this is one that's very tricky to use. It's kind of like the Huda Beauty. You got to work fast. It dries down fast. It works fast. The only reason with this one is my oils almost don't even break through, so it can look very drying. So this is one where if I'm wearing it, I have to have like a spray to kind of moisturize my face. Not a setting spray, but like something like a spritz or a facial mist to help like maybe like 2 or 3 hours in, because my face will start to feel very dry. I always moisturize and everything, but it lasts. It looks good. It's just one of those that can look very drying. So you have to make sure you're moisturized. This is one, again, that's very tricky to use, but once you learn how to use it, it will look beautiful and it will last throughout the day. So I think this is a great foundation. Again, this is one that I would not pay full price for, not $48. There's always a sale. It's been in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, but also if you have a cosmetic company beauty store, this is where, and that's where I buy them, and they are usually 40% off at the company store, like all the time. And then if they have a sale, you may even get more. So you can get this at 40% off if you have a cosmetic company store. I will put a link to their locations in the description box so you can see if there's one near you. There's a lot, but I think it's a great foundation. I just wouldn't pay $48 for it, but it's a great long, you know, and this one's been around forever. Okay, and number 7 is from UOMA Beauty. It is the Say What foundation. It is $39 for 1 ounce. I love it so much. I have it in 2 shades. I have a darker shade, I have a lighter shade. I think it's T3N, and I think this is T2N. I think they're Fair Lady. Great foundation, beautiful foundation. This is kind of like the Double Wear, but just a little bit better. It's gonna last, it's full coverage, it lasts a long time, it's beautiful. It just is a great, great foundation. The problem is, I think also is finding the shade. Shade match is a little tricky. They were in Ulta. I'm not sure if they're all in Ulta, if they're in Ulta anymore. And I know they're in Ulta, they're sold on Ulta, but I don't know if you can find them in Ulta to shade match. I would definitely try shade matching in person, but it's a really great foundation, and a lot of times there are sales, and if you can get it on sale, I think it's even better. I think I bought this during, I think this was one of the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale too, where it's 50% off, and I ended up getting 2 shades. Kind of defeated the purpose, but gorgeous foundation, really looks great, lasts, and wears really well, and I think it's great. So that's the Say What foundation from UOMA Beauty. Okay, number 6 is from Clinique, and it is the Even Better Clinical Serum Foundation, Broad Spectrum SPF 25, $48 for 1 ounce. I am in the shade CN40 Cream Shampoo, I think it is, I don't know, but gorgeous foundation. This one would probably be a little higher if it was a little bit more full of coverage. This is more, I was debating on whether even to put it in this video, but it's listed as a full coverage foundation, so that's what I decided to do. It's probably a little bit less than full coverage, but there are days that I like that, and there's days that I don't want a full coverage. So this is one where I want just a little bit less than full coverage. It lasts, it's beautiful on the skin. It doesn't last necessarily all day. If I want like an all day foundation, I'm gonna wear something else, but it's going to look really pretty. It doesn't look cakey. I think it's made for more mature skin. I think it's gorgeous. Now again, this is $48 for 1 ounce. Wait for a sale. It is part of the cosmetic company beauty stores, cosmetic stores, so you can try. The one that I have never has this foundation. You know, you can try. I have seen it at other ones that I visited, but I know the one that I go to at Sawgrass, this one, they don't have this foundation there. So you can definitely try others, but you know, $48 is expensive. I would say it's, you know, if you can get it 25% off is definitely worth it. I wouldn't pay $48 for it. I think it's a really good foundation though, and I enjoy it. Okay, number 5 is another foundation that I have 2 shades of. It is from Cover FX. It is the Power Play foundation. It is $44 for 1.18 fluid ounces. Great foundation. I have 2 shades. I got them. It was clearing out. They used to be at Sephora. They're not anymore. I ended up getting them when they were on sale at Sephora. Clearing out, I think I got them 50% off. Great foundation. You know, the only thing with this is it's hard to find because I don't think it's at Sephora. I don't think it's at Ulta. It is still being sold on their website though. Gorgeous foundation. It is just like the Clinique. It is not that full coverage. It gives great full coverage, but it's very lightweight. It's very sheer, but has a really, you know, again, good coverage, lasts, and I just think it's a gorgeous foundation. Now the bottle is also very convenient. It's like plastic, you know, not very luxurious, but very good for travel too. And it's got like a squeeze tube at the top. So you like squeeze it. So you don't really use too much. But again, I think this is a really good foundation. So if you're, you know, looking, definitely check out their website, see if you can get it on sale. But it's a really good foundation. And I'm surprised that more people don't talk about this brand. But I guess since it's not in Ulta or Sephora, it's hard. But it's a really gorgeous foundation that looks good, not too heavy, great for mature skin, and it lasts throughout the day. Okay, next is number 4, and it is from Tarte. It is the Tarte Face Tape Full Coverage Vegan Foundation, $40 for 1 ounce. This is a sample size, however, or a mini size. I bought this, loved it so much. It went on sale during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. I bought a full size for $20. So again, this is one that I would not pay full price, but for $20, it is a gorgeous full coverage, not too full coverage foundation. I think it's gorgeous. It lasts. It's just a really good foundation. I was surprised how much I liked this foundation. When I tried it, I even was like, huh, you know, and then when it went on sale, I bought it again. So this one I've used a couple times. I've actually been using, I don't know where the other bottle is, but I saved this one for vacation because it's small and I can bring it in, you know, my makeup bag and not to take up too much space. But gorgeous foundation. I don't know why people don't talk about this one. I guess Tarte is not really one that people talk about a lot, but I think it's a really good foundation. So again, I wouldn't pay $40 for it, but Tarte always has sales. This was in the last Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. So I would say if you see it on, you know, 30 to 50% off, definitely worth picking up. I think it's a really good full coverage foundation that, you know, that looks good on, you know, more mature skin. Okay, number 3 is a foundation that is fairly new. I didn't like it first. I had the wrong shade. I ended up deciding to go ahead and try and get the new shade because I hated it at first, but it was definitely too light. I returned it, exchanged it, and now it's my number 3. And it is from KVD Beauty. It is the Good Apple Skin Perfecting Serum Foundation. Now this one is the opposite of the Balm. This one lasts. This one lasts. However, it can go on very thick and the shade matches. I'm like an L18 in the Balm, and this one I am medium 33. Completely different shade range, so you have to go match. I was medium 27 is the one that I got the first time, and when I put it on, I looked like a geisha girl. It was awful. It was so awful. I looked like a geisha, and it was so white. The shade range was so different. This one looks beautiful, and this is a foundation that looks prettier as the day goes on. Like the oils come through. It just wears really well. I don't get shiny. I get a little shiny. It gets a little luminosity, but it wears better than the It Cosmetics has that same effect where it looks better as the day goes on. But this one still looks good as I first put it on. So I think it's a really great foundation. I'm still playing with it. It still hasn't topped my top 2 and definitely not my Holy Grail, but it is up there and I'm continuing to use it. And, you know, it could, I don't think so, but it's still really good. So if you're anxious to try this one, I would definitely look into it. Okay, so my number 2 full coverage foundation is one that, again, I don't hear a lot of people talk about. It is the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Longwear Foundation and Concealer. Now, I don't necessarily wear it as a concealer, but I do have a lighter shade that I will sometimes use as a concealer. I do like a little bit more full coverage concealer. This is the MN3. I think it is gorgeous, such a gorgeous foundation. Again, it's one that lasts. This is one that it's full coverage, but it's light. It's a light full coverage, if that makes sense, but gorgeous. Now this one has like 100 shades. That's the hard thing, is getting your shade match. And I know in Ulta they have them, but they don't have every shade, so you kind of have to play around. But once you find your shade, it's gorgeous. It is just a really good solid foundation. Like, this bottle is almost gone. Like, I am almost out of this. And this is one that has gone, yeah, I'm almost out. And it also has like a doe foot applicator. So it has a pump, but then it also has a doe foot applicator so that you can use it as a concealer. Just really gorgeous foundation. Again, but this is also one, get it on sale, because it's on sale sometimes. So don't pay. It is $36 for 1 ounce. So it's still on one of the cheaper ones, but it will also go on sale. So, but it's, once you find your shade, it's great. This is my number 2. Okay, and now we're down to my number 1 full coverage foundation. And if you've watched my channel at all, you're gonna know it is from Charlotte Tilbury. It is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Longwear Foundation. This is $46 for 1 ounce. You can see this is almost gone. And actually it's pretty much on its last leg. I already have a replacement. I am in the shade 5.5 neutral. I do have a lighter shade that I will sometimes mix, but I think it is just a gorgeous, this is I just bought my 3rd bottle. I love this foundation. It is fantastic. Absolutely love it. I can't say enough about it. Once I discovered Charlotte Tilbury, it is a good full coverage, but not too heavy, not too cakey. You know, and I think Charlotte Tilbury makes a lot of great foundations for more mature skin. I know a lot of people that don't like it, right? There's a lot of people, but I think the people that won't like it, if you don't like full coverage, you're not gonna like this foundation. But it lasts. This is one that I will wear at Disney. This is one that I will wear, I wear it on my cruise, usually at night, but this is one I always take on vacation with me. I think it's just, I just can't say enough about it. It looks good. You know, it just wears well throughout the day. It will, you know, it just wears well when the oils start to break through. It doesn't break down. It just looks, again, I just love it. This is my holy grail. I love it so much. It's fantastic. Now, I do have a promo code with Charlotte Tilbury if you purchase on her website and you've never purchased before. So it is Shannon, lowercase f, capital F, A012, and it'll save you 15% off your first order at Charlotte Tilbury. And then whenever there's a sale, I will promote it. I will put it in my community tab, because again, I think it's definitely worth getting on sale or getting it with a bundle. If you get it with a bundle, sometimes there's a bundle with the concealer. The concealer also is my holy grail. The powder, something, you know, I think is a really good where you can get like a bundle and save some money. Or if they have a sale, usually when she has her big sale, I believe there's a big sale coming up soon, usually in July or August, she has a big sale, so that a big sale should be coming up soon. Then I would say definitely pick it up then. But get your shade, get a shade match. They also have a great feature on their website to get a shade match, but I would personally go into Sephora to get shade matched personally. But if you don't have access to that, they do have a great tool online. But it's fantastic. I love it. It's my holy grail. I'm just starting my 3rd bottle now, and I think it is fantastic. So there you have it. Those are my best and worst full coverage foundations. And you know, I hope this video was helpful. I've been wanting to do this video for a while, and I will be doing videos for medium coverage and then light coverage or skin tints. I don't know if I have, I know I don't have that many light coverage, but I probably have more than the average person. I like foundation. I like trying foundations. And then now I'm fortunate enough that some brands are starting to send me foundations to test, which is great. But I'm always looking for that new Holy Grail. Just none has topped this one, but I do like, and again, there's times where this is not called for, but there might be another foundation that I want to use. So, but I like foundation. So I will be doing a medium coverage next. That's the next one that will come after this. And then also one with the skin tints and light coverage. So thank you again to Ana Luisa New York for sponsoring this video. Again, there is a affiliate link below with my promo code, which is Shannon LM20, which will save you 20% off your order. And I love my pieces, so if you watch my vlogs on my other channel, I will be wearing their pieces this week at Disney. So thank you again for sponsoring this video. And if you like this video, click like, click and subscribe. That way you get a notification every time I post a new video. Bye everyone.